2 years ago, the Spurs were buried, a 22-60 record, bottom of the West. People said the Dynasty was dead and never coming back. But today, they've got back-to-back Rookie of the Year winners. They've added the 2nd and 14th picks in the draft, traded an all-star point guard, and stayed frighteningly young. And their entire core is 22 or younger, right now, today. The scary thing, the rest of the league thinks they've seen what's coming because of Victor Wembanyama. They haven't, because what San Antonio is building isn't a team, it's a basketball apocalypse. Here's what makes San Antonio different. They don't rebuild like other franchises. They don't throw darts at the draft board and hope one sticks. Before we start, love basketball? If you're part of the 90% watching without hitting subscribe, now's the time. Join the NBA Inside family today. One click and you're in for the whole ride this season. Okay, now, look back at history. 1997, they tank 1 year, draft Tim Duncan and win 5 championships. Later, they find Tony Parker at 28, Manu Ginobili at 57, Kawhi Leonard at 15. Those weren't lucky finds. Those were calculated risks. So while people laughed at the Spurs for bottoming out 2 years ago, San Antonio was setting the chessboard. And now, checkmate is coming. Let's start with the obvious, Wemby. He's already a top 10 player at 21 years old. He's 7'4", shoots threes, blocks shots, dribbles like a guard. You can't even create him in NBA 2K without breaking the game. And here's the part people forget. Wemby doesn't even have an NBA body yet. He's still growing into it. Imagine when he adds another 15 pounds of muscle and still moves like this. Are we even ready for that? Victor Wembanyama didn't spend his offseason taking it easy. He leveled up. First, he got the best news possible in July. Doctors cleared him with a clean bill of health after the blood clot scare that ended his season. But instead of easing back in, Wemby doubled down on becoming unstoppable. He kicked things off with 10 days of training at a Shaolin temple in China, embracing discipline, balance, and mental toughness. Then he took it back to the hardwood, working with Kevin Garnett, one of the most intense competitors the game has ever seen, to add more aggression and edge to his play. To round it out, he went straight to the source of big man greatness, studying under Hakeem Olajuwon to master the footwork and post moves that made the dream unguardable. Now at just 21 years old, Wemby enters his 3rd season healthy, motivated, and armed with a brand new arsenal. The temple training, Garnett's fire, and Olajuwon's craft have all been poured into his game. This isn't just development, it's transformation. The league was already terrified of him. After this offseason, they should be petrified. But even the best players need help. Jordan needed Pippen, Duncan needed Manu and Parker, Wemby needs the right supporting cast, and San Antonio has been quietly assembling it piece by piece. The first piece came in 2024, Stephon Castle. Castle isn't flashy. He's not putting up 25 points a night, but his defense is already elite. As a rookie, he was guarding all-stars and making them uncomfortable. Think about what that means. You've already got Wemby, who erases everything at the rim. Now you add Castle, who can guard the perimeter, the wings, and even some bigs. That's 2 elite defenders in year 1 of your rebuild. And the offense, it's better than people give him credit for. He can slash, cut, and hit open shots. The perfect component to Wemby, because every time defenses collapse on the big man, Castle is there to make them pay. You know how rare it is to draft a guy who can step in as a defensive anchor right away? Castle was Rookie of the Year, and the crazy part is, he's not even close to his ceiling yet. Then came 2025, and with the number 2 pick, San Antonio drafted Dylan Harper, 6'6", left-handed, a point guard with the size of Cade Cunningham and the feel of Kyle Irving. He doesn't play basketball, he conducts it. At Rutgers, he put up 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a game, but stats don't tell the story. Harper was the guy defenses game planned for. He ran the show, he dictated tempo, and even when teams loaded up on him, he still got to the rim whenever he wanted. Watch him play. He never looks rushed. He'll slow things down, lull you into thinking you've got him under control, then explode past you like you weren't even there. And here's what makes him terrifying. He's left-handed. You know how much defenders hate lefties? Everything's backwards. The angles are weird, your instincts don't work, and before you know it, he's finishing over you with either hand. But it's not just the handle and the finishing. His basketball IQ is off the charts. Former coaches say his change of pace is unteachable. That's not hype, that's real. Now picture this. Wemby sets a high screen, Harper comes off it. If you double, Harper finds the roller. If you switch, Wemby eats the mismatch alive. If you go under, Harper hits the mid-range. That's an impossible pick and roll to defend. And did I mention the bloodlines? His dad is Ron Harper, 5-time champion. His brother is in the league. His mom's a coach. The game runs in his DNA. So tell me, how many 19-year-olds walk into the league already looking like the perfect running mate for a 7'4" unicorn? And just when you thought the Spurs were done, they pulled off the heist of the draft, Carter Bryant at 14. 6'8", 225 pounds, a wing with size, athleticism, and a jumper. Some teams had him ranked in their top 10. The Spurs snagged him in the middle of the first round. Every great dynasty has this guy, the do-it-all wing who doesn't need the ball but changes everything. Think Pippen, think Iguodala, think Shane Battier. Bryant shot 37% from 3. In San Antonio's system, with Wemby drawing doubles, that number climbs closer to 40. Defensively, he's already swatting shots like a center. His timing is ridiculous. Arizona's coach called him elite talent with elite character. Talent and work ethic. Absolutely. Now imagine these lineups: Harper, Castle, Bryant, Wemby, and Jeremy Sochan. That's 5 defenders who can switch everything. 5 guys who can block shots. 5 guys who can make life miserable for anyone. This is where it all comes together. Last season, they jumped from 22 wins to 34, with a -2.8 net rating that screamed progress, not pretender. Popovich stepped away after a medical scare and the organization didn't blink. Wemby is the generational centerpiece. Fox is the speed and pressure. Harper's the future floor general. Castle is the defensive ace. Bryant is the glue guy. No overlaps, no egos, no redundancy. Everyone fills a role. Everyone makes sense. Other teams draft talent. The Spurs draft puzzles. And when the pieces lock together this perfectly, you get dynasties. Let's play this out. Imagine the Spurs facing Denver in 2 years. Harper running Jokic through pick and rolls with Wemby. Castle and Bryant taking turns hounding Jamal Murray. Wemby erasing everything at the rim. Or Boston, Tatum and Brown versus Castle and Bryant. Wemby stretching Kristaps Porzingis out to the three-point line while bullying him inside. Or OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander slicing into the lane, only to meet Wemby's wingspan and Bryant's help defense. Tell me, who's beaten that in 7 games? The Spurs' defensive versatility makes every superstar's life harder, and the scary part, their offense hasn't even peaked yet. Imagine Harper running fast breaks with Castle and Bryant on the wings. Imagine Wemby trailing for a 3. That's not basketball, that's a cheat code. And remember, they're all under 21. Harper's 19, Castle's 20, Bryant's 19, Wemby's 21. Fast forward to 2030. They'll all be in their primes. They'll have played together for half a decade. Their chemistry will be telepathic. Their development system perfected. Other teams will still be scrambling for their next step. The Spurs will already be 5 steps ahead. And think about this. If they're already a playoff threat by 2026, how scary will they be by 2029? By then, Harper will be an all-star. Castle could be all defense. Bryant could be a 20-point scorer, and Wemby, he might be the best player on the planet. This isn't Sacramento or Charlotte. This is San Antonio, the most stable organization in basketball. They've done it before, turned mid and late picks into Hall of Famers, built dynasties out of patience and development. Now they're doing it again, only with even more raw talent. Want proof? Look at their track record. Tony Parker wasn't supposed to be a Hall of Famer. Manu Ginobili wasn't supposed to change basketball. Kawhi wasn't supposed to be a Finals MVP. But in San Antonio, that's what happens. The culture, the coaching, the development. It takes good players and makes them great. It takes great players and makes them legendary. So let me ask you, what happens when the best player development culture in the NBA meets the most talented young core we've ever seen? And here's the kicker. The Spurs aren't done. They still have cap space. They still have draft picks. They still have flexibility. Picture 2027. A veteran all-star wants rings. He sees a 23-year-old Wemby, a 21-year-old Harper, and a 22-year-old Castle already winning 55 games. Where's he going? San Antonio. The Spurs don't even have to beg. Stars will come to them. This isn't a rebuild. This is a reload. And the league isn't ready. So let's put this all together. A generational big man, back-to-back Rookies of the Year, a 6'6" point guard with championship DNA, a 6'8" wing who locks up everyone, all under 21, all growing together in the best system in basketball. The Spurs don't have a young core, they have the blueprint for the next dynasty. So here's the question, are they about to take over the NBA again, or can anyone actually stop this before it's too late? Drop your answer in the comments, and remember, the dynasty isn't coming. It's already here. It's just warming up.